finish, you may give benefits to people, it's plenty money die finish. So this is me, member by me looks about me by implementing straight away. Equity is staff no Croton, this matter is still me negotiating go come. Now me by Karim gono, me by some paper gonna any sina, me by my soaking decision quick because me got big blood tinting staff that plan the old or leader man will be negotiating PNG LNG. Project now plan the all pass away na inox triple passing na mibla olim stop yet no kumul petroleum we all power ground like him shareholding na equity blow must go mibla must clear him out na pass him go no online and by under my watch my member. Thank you very much.
The Honourable Minister for Admin Services.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I'd like to seek the leave of the Chair to respond to the questions raised by the Governor for NCD yesterday.
Leave granted.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. The questions raised by the Governor for NCD yesterday were very important. And some of the questions that he raised were covered by the Special Parliamentary Committee report on the 2022 National General Elections. And much of the work we are undertaking is based on those recommendations that were made by the committee. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the first question that was asked was about the delays in the counting and declaration that prevented the Governor of NCD from participating in the election of the Prime Minister in 2012 and then in 2022. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the National Capital District as our capital city should be the easiest and one of the first electorates to be successfully completed and declared in the elections. It should be given premium status in the elections and used as a model electorate on how elections should be conducted and concluded in the country. If we fail to do this in the easiest electorate, Mr. Deputy Speaker, the challenges can only be difficult for the rest of the country. Mr. Deputy Speaker, we cannot change the past, however, we can certainly change the future. And the future is the migration from paper-based voting to a hybrid biometric and electronic voting. For biometric to work effectively in the country, Mr. Deputy Speaker, we must register all our citizens using biometric technology, and the good news is our NID registration is already utilizing this technology. Mr. Deputy Speaker, as of today, we have zoned the city into 84 registration sites, employed additional manpower, prepared both media and social media awareness and marketing strategies, stepped up security support, and we are ready to deploy 84 teams to conduct a full-on registration campaign in the city starting on the 1st of December. Our goal is to achieve 95% of registration of the city within the next 30 days. The PNG Civil and Identity Registry and the PNG Electoral Commission are both working in partnership in this effort to ensure NCD is the election model for the nation's registration strategy. This is also the discussions, there is also discussions to bring external help to complete the registration for the rest of the country. Mr. Deputy Speaker, there are also plans to have a dedicated NCD election operation center that will monitor logistics and security and possibly implement the hybrid biometric and electronic voting and account, which could be piloted in the 2027 national general elections. These measures will ensure that the National Capital District will be one of the first electorates to be declared in the 2027 general elections. Mr. Deputy Speaker, to further strengthen the work that is going to be taken on the 1st of December, to date, within the last 3 months, we have printed and issued over 500,000 NID cards, which we are now currently distributing to our citizens that have been long awaiting for to be done. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the second question, we must ensure special circumstances used in the Southern Highlands in 2017 and 2022 elections must not be used again in Papua New Guinea. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the election reforms is also targeting legislative amendments to strengthen the election process and also ensure we capture the migration from paper voting to biometric and electronic voting in the very near future. With the recently created vacancy of the role of the Electoral Commissioner, our Prime Minister has instructed for the position of the Electoral Commissioner to be advertised both locally and internationally so that we can find the best commissioner to take us to the 2027 national general elections. The new commissioner will work with the relevant government agencies to tighten the legal framework to prevent such circumstances from happening again. For now, the legislative reforms are currently being reviewed by the Constitutional and Law Reform Commission and the Department of Justice and Attorney General to ensure the criteria for declarations are very clear. These legislative reforms will be required for Parliament to ratify no later than the 16th of September 2026. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the third question, what plans do we have in place for one person, one vote, and avoid double voting, avoid ballot stuffing, and avoid hijacking of the ballot boxes? Mr. Deputy Speaker, the biometric and electronic voting technology companies in the global market have demonstrated a variety of system options and can even tailor a system to suit our country's voting conditions. We can use biometric verification to identify individuals through NID card, through the use of fingerprint, and through facial recognition for validation. By using this method of identification, the system will recognize once, register you once, and allow you to vote once. The technology enhances, strengthens, and restores credibility to the election process. We can also use electronic voting kits to ensure one person, one vote is registered and encrypted for data credibility and data security. The kits can be designed to be activated at the polling site using either a single or multiple passwords to activate the kits. The kits can also be geofenced up to 100 meters GPS radius, and it will only be activated within that confined GPS location. If we use ballot papers as part of the hybrid system, the kits can be designed to recognize the security features, both visible and invisible, and accept the vote. Mr. Deputy Speaker, at the end of the day, the election results for the polling sites can be transmitted using either telecommunication towers or satellite and transmit to a central counting location in Port Moresby. You can also establish transparency centers in every province so that everyone can monitor the results of their candidates and also observe the result of the entire country. If all the polling sites can send their results to the central counting center in 1 hour, all 118 seats can be declared in an hour. This is the technology that is available for us to use. Mr. Deputy Speaker, we must also implement and continue to implement tougher penalties as deterrent. Our lack of enforcement continues to give leverage to those rogue candidates that continue and may continue to try to continue to derail the efforts of the elections. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the fourth question, protecting women's rights to vote freely. Mr. Deputy Speaker, In the recent national population census count, 49% of our population were women, and by right, women can contribute 49% of the winning margins of candidates in elections. The biometric and electronic system will give women the same voting rights as men. Their NID, fingerprints, and facial recognition will provide their fundamental right to vote. Without these reforms, we can expect the same outcomes in the elections. The fifth question, should we engage foreign troops like New Zealand in the 2027 general election? Mr. Speaker or Deputy Speaker, the conduct of the national elections is a sovereign and constitutional responsibility of Papua New Guinea. Engaging foreign troops will only undermine us as a country. There is discussions happening currently to look at possibly engaging military through a national election call-out. This approach is similar to the practices in Southeast Asian countries, for example in Philippines and in Indonesia, where their military participate in election security whilst the police force concentrate on law and order matters. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I hope these answers have provided some assurance to the good governor and to our country that the reforms we are undertaking will make a progressive difference towards the future. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Honourable members, grievance debate. The opposition leader.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Lo give napla opportunity kam lo mipla lo pushing lo tok na misa planti online lo team blom platu by like lo tok lo disla time lo grievance debate. I would like to also take this opportunity to thank the hardworking Minister Time Karam Disla Bill Kamlo, including more districts, go inside law, development law, nation blaming, and especially when it comes to project implementations in the provinces that now includes districts. Good call, and Minister, I congratulate you for a job well done. Mr. Deputy Speaker, Assistant Speaker, Mr. Assistant Speaker, just a few minutes ago, there was a question that was asked by the member for Alatau to the Minister for Works, and a supplementary as well, taken by the Deputy Opposition Leader. Time Minister for Works answering this question and talk about national government has provided some funding to the logging companies so that logging companies can continue to work inside the logging areas. Me sit down, me harem this la, and me am creating little consent from that. So me like, this la juncture, put him little talk, go this la discussions. At the same time, me like talk more the question me been asking Prime Minister a few days ago. It is very interesting, Mr. Assistant Speaker, to hear that national government and the departments fund, assist or contribute funds to logging companies to build bridges and continue to maintain the roads they're working on. It concerns me because we have LMA agreements with those logging companies. We have LMA logging marketing agreements with those companies. We also have levy agreements with those logging companies. We have development levies for those purposes. All government has to do is call those companies in and advise them that you have neglected your responsibility. It is their duty to fix that road, not us giving them more money. They are double dipping. Double dip. And responsibility belongs to our company who are operating in our districts and our provinces to make certain that they maintain those roads, whether it's for their business or for our business. They operate in our country. They have to comply to certain agreements that they sign with the districts and the provinces and the national governments. My dear brother, Minister for Works.
Deputy Prime Minister, we have a point of order from the Minister for Works. What's your point of order?
My point of order is those all agreements that he's referring to, the opposition leader is referring to, the agreements are arranged with the landowners, and the company will deliver services to the landowners in terms of aid post, in terms of vulnerable programs, community oriented programs. Also, LEDs are also provided through forestry, along all members or governors, local delivery more services. For the case of this road, is a national road, and there is an agreement between forestry and the works, and it is just a national road within the road corridor. Within the road corridor, that because the contractor is, the logging companies are on the ground, and good plan use him, contractors law, straight him, road you go, so national road you can go. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister for Works. Thank you for your explanation. I will rule your point of order out of order. It's a grievance debate. I will let the opposition leader complete this debate. Go ahead, opposition leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Assistant Speaker. Inaba, you had him 2 minutes, go back, time blow me. So we can talk quickly. Mr. Assistant Speaker, these roads that we're talking about, they may be national roads, but they run into landowner ground law, people blame me. And so those agreements also are covered in those arrangements. And so, anyway, explain, Minister for Works has explained and given his undertaking that those are national roads. But my only concern is every national road that we build, for example, east to west New Britain, they are built by logging companies, and they are built because there is a agreement between landowners, between provincial governments and districts. And those agreements must be also picked up by national organizations or sectors. Mr. Assistant Speaker, it brings me to the next question, and that is, whilst we're getting the logging companies to build the roads for us, you mean the national government through the treasurer, through the finance minister, and through the prime minister, that we must return municipal people, the levies, back to the districts. Today, our people in Milne Bay are still waiting. For instance, the people of Alotau Open are still waiting for their 15 million plus levies to be sent to the districts. And if these monies are sent back to the districts and the provinces, some work, you play national government working through Connect PNG or health or education, those can be taken care for by these levies that we are now discussing. And so, Mr. Speaker, Assistant Speaker, when the time you pass him the bill just yesterday, the amended bill, now you may include him or districts come inside. Me and myself, you may now including more districts come inside. That's all. Time money blow districts come. You are not going to hold him low provinces or national government. Release him go low provinces because districts because me blow low district too. Me blow got plenty work walking. Plenty work walking. I got last 4 minutes now. Jump into the question that I asked the Prime Minister the other day, with regards to all company work logo working kism license working exploration law districts. Mr. Assistant Speaker, I was so concerned when I raised this issue regarding the beautiful island of Goodenough. That's the reason why they call it Goodenough, because it's good than better any other district in the country.
Just good enough. Just good
so good enough. Full stop. When I raised this question to the Prime Minister, I was actually very concerned in that our company like go down and work in exploration. And let me put it clear for all people blaming the country to understand. I'm not one who's against mining in the country. Country needs mining to sustain itself. That's all time behind in process. And this process, mioklo against him. Time we go back na mioklo look law blaming yet, law extractive industry. It has clearly stipulated that before any export, any EL is provided, exploration license. Number one, Mr. Assistant Speaker, warden's hearing must be done first. Consultation below Papa Ground must be done first. Go talk sabe low people past time. Kisim talk all right, blow past time. Time more people talk all right. Behind you gonna, department can give you exploration license. And whilst I was asking the Prime Minister this question, the export license was already granted to this company. It was already granted to this company. That's why I was very concerned that we jump from wherever we are to the last process. The first process wasn't done. The consultation with the landowners wasn't done. And even if the consultation was done, and Prime Minister, I want to thank you that your Chief of Staff has quickly got into this. I've received a letter from the department, and they've explained to me, but the explanation has come short to tell me that they will cancel the exploration license first. They've admitted now that they've already given the exploration license, whilst the warden's hearing is yet to be done. Yeah. So that letter is with me now. And so, me yet, by me organizing DDA below me, Mr. Assistant Speaker, but go down now, Sinauti people below me good enough come. Now, talking about or some exploration license has already been granted. Now, there's a response to that letter been prepared now to go to the department and to the Prime Minister's department to advise them that me play how much law you play shortcut law process. Now, as a government, you mean talk law, respecting people blame me, now walk one time or people blame me. Now, play something, Mr. Speaker, in the last 1 minute. Please, time you play walk one time all governors, you play must walk one time all open members. Because interest blow, governor, one kind of some interest blow open member. Me play stop close to one time all people here. Me play sleep na kill up one time all people. Now interest blow governor, I'm kissing you plan, you play action interest blow governor.
Talking more.
You plan must put him interest blow people first. So Prime Minister, I thank you for your response the other day. I thank you for your response the other day, Prime Minister, and I look forward to your action in putting a stop to that EL, exploration license. Now you walk good past a month more people blame me. All people blame me how much, now you mean how much? Walk by go. Let me finish by saying this one more time. Former Agriculture Minister, you sit down low backside. Walk him good enough in terms of cocoa development. He's doing very, very well. Now, current Agriculture Minister, you give me some more money. Behind him, Baratablo, you goroka. Now, give him money come. Now, me play by walk. Now, you play by Hamas, me play by Hamas. Our people are happy with the development of cocoa on the island. Now, me play like awesome. You me walk, one time all people blame me. All people blame me Hamas, you me too by Hamas. Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker.
Thank you, Deputy. Thank you, Opposition Leader. Governor for Enga.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. You good plan, Master. Thank you. Thank you for recognizing the good people of Enga. Firstly, me like Kisim Spla opportunity on behalf of my people of Enga Province to generally apologize to the people of this country in that we've since 2022 to today we have had numerous law and order issues, especially tribal conflicts in the province, and with the current technology that's available, it's things that are happening in Enga, but it's portrayed a bad image of this country. So it is only proper that I, representing my good and bad people of Enga, apologize and say sorry to our good people of this country. I hope that we can all try and work towards making our place, our country, a better place by managing law and order over the next few years. I just want to also, Assistant Speaker, Mila talk also me been talk plenty time. You me leader, now you me come up long last meeting long this here. I'm next year that's on by me go election can. I think as the Prime Minister I talk long reset long country. Now how by me go forward? Now I think what's one plus India Sinalo here. Me pity me, it's only fair for me as a long-serving politician to say some things that need to be said. And one person me like Dr. Limi, all members on this parliament emotion. This country by Staplo, 1.5, you me leader by like Staplo. We leaders will determine where our country is going to be. You like him in Staplo, one good place, and you me leader by determining. So this country go back up, and you me by determining. So the buck stops with us. Now, me asking me all member, or say, ma, you me leader belong country, and all pigini blame me, all grandchildren blame me. Sinan belong all them, but depend on one is you me working. Me start 97 coming up today, and we are not tracking well as a nation. 97 me come long in system here all get a public service. He work. And belong politician you know start all get up. So we should meet a sense in this country for the good of our people. But you don't have staff member forever. By me exit here, by me go straight and stuff. When we are here, we have got to make sure that this country that we will live in has to be in a better place. There needs to be some tough decisions that need to be made. So what's the system in the work? You and me, all this leader, all this parliament must adjust him mindset, believe me. Must straighten him country, blame. No God narbla man bagam fixing this country. For instance, we have to look at how you may handle him. Na set him up for DDA na. How you may work long, selling money go long community. Attitude belong on man is sanis. Time people politician is handling money. What behind him, you blow a project manager. And more look at you know some leader more. Oh, come to 6 o'clock, house blue, you know, carry one black and every long community come. And more like I get long and come house do a blue. This is the mindset by Sunny, suppose you me Sunny cemetery to blame. Why now get our line you walk long, fight low council? Because you may put in pay go inside. Me councillor 18 years and volunteer work here. You think in community? You put the money, go and become a councillor or 7 more people below you inside long community. Now you look him, oh, got a rascal man, kind man, all fight long, stop councillor, not because they want to save the community. Well, I remember all kissing fortnight pay, I'll fight long fortnight pay. So this is money here, money in the country blame. So you mean leader, you must look now, how by you straight in this kind of thing. Yes, you may want to talk to public service or not deliver. Now you may yet like deliver. That's what you look in one of the apps. Place you may stop long hand. As a country. You may leader, you got whip here. You may sit down no place law working legislation. You may get managing performance belong on public service. You may got whip. You must give him responsibility, go back long all. Let him work. You mean work or some legislators. You mean you got oversight because we got a mandate. We've got a special mandate. People belong place legally man or big man and give him mandate lo you mean. So you mean got right long. Look long. All service delivery. But you know me say me yet can go working book stuff. So what's this trend you go yet? I'm only mentioning it now because Angre blow money na press cycle of Prime Minister will go yet. Now people think that we ourselves think that 10 million is not enough. By me asking them 20 million. By me asking them 30 million. One map by me stop. So, Biane total Prime Minister. I mean not total because them need board blame me. It's got to come from us ourselves. Make some decision and say, you know, we will do this for the sake of our country. So, losing one them, you your leader, you know, I thought that it's best that somebody says something like this, so that we can take some responsible decision. Now, you will sign him Form 11 there. Plenty blow you back of Karabush. One law give me authority to sign him Form 11 and Minnesota. One law. Yes, he got finance with instruction staff. And work for public service. Why are we trying to get ourselves into trouble? This is the truth. Isn't it? If it is wrong, you must stop. For the sake of our country. So I must admit that we have a hard look at ourselves, so me talk also. That's all I know that me like I'm big learn. Me looking one black and perception of people below me, so me like sharing what evil. All thing me carry money. Second thing is that they think that me are legislators. And what blame me run go stop in trouble fight. Whether we go fiscally, nothing, or you carry money back, or like me or. Mindset blow, people blame me. I only know Sabelo one can system and stable country blame. So me like talk clear or sema lo sad blow me lo henga province. Me stop quiet, yeah. Because I am somebody who believes in the systems of government. People who are supposed to do their one kind of responsibility in a role, all must work in. Work below me or some governor of the province. Me must provide him leadership, talk to all people or some educate him all or some. You bring him law, I mean a good plan you. You fight, you buy and die. You no can fight. And work below me. For 29 years, every year, wherever I go, I've been talking about law and order. That's my job. Time all people fight na making number stop. I mean work blow, you mean leader long go send up blow, namel blow fight. Emol Burgim law, they are now criminals. Criminal there. Emol blow police law. Go and enforce him law. Enforcement must come up. Legally something or some will carry a bush sniper road and I stop here. Emol carry offensive weapon. That's an offensive weapon. That's all carry around yet. No got enforcement. So same na me will to do the police over a time so. Me sabi plan the less me to do this. That's who else is going to do that job. We have to fix the police force. We have to fix other institutions that are not doing the job. And work below you me, legislators, executive government, to ensure that the systems are actually functioning. If they are not functioning, well, we must not protect individuals at the expense of one man by Bagram country stuff. So we must make him some kind of decision.
I have had illegal mining in Pogra since I'm start. Still illegal miners stuff. Now security forces will be involved still stuff.
Honorable Governor, I have to interrupt you. You've gone past your time. Please conclude your grievance.
Okay, I will conclude it just by saying that. I just want to conclude by saying that we need to do what we have to do as members of this parliament to ensure that we have a better country going forward. So I've endorsed what the Prime Minister has been trying to say, but I think we need to take some drastic action, and our mindset must change from this parliament. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Member for Usunobundi.
Assistant Speaker, the recognizing voice, Blo Usunobundi, Gamana, Madang Province one time. Nami amas truly sit down this chair. Makes you strong and top player too. Thank you. Me talk thank you long. Firstly, before law, me expressing grievance, me like talk thank you long. Minister of International Trade, long aste talk out na talk clear. Also PMIZ, subject of PMIZ lo madang ba kick off lo next year. As madang citizen, na proud citizen of Papua New Guinea, me look sour the importance of la project, the magnitude that it will have and the impact that it will have on our economy, for the province and for the country as a whole. It's Pacific Maritime Industrial Zone. Me not think also not the Pacific Maritime Industrial Zone bastalo country, but I'm bastalo madang me mastru. But before lo mipla visiting la subject na before lo any major impact but come up lo next year, you got some enabling effects, enabling component must be in place inside lo madang. Me like him also mipla must reset the madang because this la project is a very special project when benefiting the entire country. Number resetting cost with the nation as a whole, number affecting budget to the subsequent years ahead. Me know how I must play man by this I must play employees, but this project by employing, but I believe it's about 15 to 30,000 employees, 50,000 employees, and that's a very big impact project in the country. But madam, right now I'm facing plenty of challenges. Brother, me governor, I'm raising plenty of voices, na concerns, madam. But me like talk out, na talk clear. So me too, me got some concern, madam. This la project but come up, but what about our airport? Airport, me play stop the one pla Paling State. Tamigo put on the madam, me no amamas. Aba me play welcoming this la big play impact project. Na airport me play struggle na stop na face play me put down. Reset madam. Me play like you special attention and focus, special package program lo madam lo coincide one time this la major development impact project where I'm affecting cost this la country. Airport me play need immediate intervention na rescue package lo bringing face blow this la reflecting face blow is la big project but come up because people will fly in and out of this airport. All the trading partners become through this project, they will fly in and out of this airport. But right now, the airport as it is, me not think I'm ready to international visitors coming to Madang. It's a sad scenario. Number two, major highway system Mipla. Connecting Madang to Ramuna come down. Plenty hold-ups this region. Plenty hold-ups. Every 2 weeks you got hold-up Namelosla between Gogol, between Tapo and Kamantap Usino. Almost every 2 weeks got hold up. Now suppose this project and kick in. They're expecting that number of employees. Imagine the traffic and flow go down to Madang town. Now go to Madang. More number of people will travel. More goods and services will flow in that region. Now more law and other issues go on top too. But we need to fix that road. Make him safe. Now, no problem, so that all man must flow, and the service must flow to preparation, in preparation for this big impact project when come up long. Law and other issues, we have to have a combined package for that. Welcome him this major impact project but come up, we plan to address him, systematically address him law and other issues, now tackle him. Prepare this project come up. You know, the project come up, the law and other issues too, and go on top at the same time. In that way, and by blessing this project, Lamarang, a good face plus la project come up in Lamarang province. Health system lo mi pla ka one hospital ta so le modilon. Tingin this la big pla impact project ba come up. Amas lo man ba flood going to the modern provincial hospital. Right now I see this. Better provincial hospital, I'm struggling to maintaining the current number of patients all going to the hospital. We plan to look at plan 2. At least two provincial, level 4 hospitals or level 3 hospitals close to the vicinity of the impact project. So that time project can kickstart, we plan no problem inflows of patients. We plan effectively manage him. It's all part of the development package. I'm also a major concerns me got. Now me like him also, time me planning this Pacific Maritime Industrial Zone. Me must got one reset package madang too. Lo complement him effort me plan discussions this development project there. And one big development project so me like him also me look specifically lo this because there is no such project like this but come up in the country but it's Pacific Maritime Industrial Zone and but come up in the maritime must government specific look sour lo complementing this big development project when but come up because I'm affecting all facets of the society so me must ready lo address him in all these angles. Thank you. Lily Grievance Plumim Hamilton. Thank you.
Thank you, Member for Sunabundi. Member for Koyari, Hiri.
Thank you, Speaker, lo grievance plumi. Grievance plumi, we work lo wari lo Central Province Ken. Parliament by come go finish now. No ka don't talk lo Central Province Hospital and house sick. Me are mosem. One kind time was 5 years ago. This la kind time. Former governor one time, Prime Minister Golo Bautamana opening one plan, making groundbreaking ceremony because it's a national project. Giran Buruk na stop yet. Signpost as well stop na. People of Central Province will sleep outside lol. Ask for marmar now. One lot, arel lo drain lo 3 mile stop. Na mi plus a cab city stop lo area street. Look savel. Mi plus a cab lo 4 mile. Kinamat. Stop and Shop, Gereu, because we don't know what to do. Place town here. Time Papua New Guinea is 1975 independence. Mipla Papua New Guinea town blow mipla must be. Papa blow me, Mama blow me, Tubuna blow me. Okada come school. And make a Karawanigana will come stop here. Even today, to this day, our basic infrastructure, basic service law, saving government. You may talk big law something law. Good project or country. Now all people are public the same look similar projects, similar services. Central Province. You may lose 20 billion Central Province. We know sabe. Trabla 30 billion project budget limit this year by look sabe Central Province too. No gato. This Lao sick by come out. No gato. Big scheme. Last week that's all we go Mog. Even mortuary blame me too, you need to upgrade. Well, loved ones blame me go sleep with some. Or also, I had to talk here. There was a mess bureau last week. A man carrying was meat nothing can put him on top of the place. No, it's not a good sight. We're trying to go and receive our loved ones from here. All months I talk, you like looking leadership or country or government, okay, go law sick, now look at how sick. Suppose, well, Central Province, people don't go sick, even go judging me plateau. Me walk out in previously, you like kissing time, no, please, Minister, you.
Member of Kariko Hiri, I will ask you to resume your seat. Minister for Health, what's your point of order?
Thank you. It's important that the government must give a point with regard to Central Provincial Hospital. We had some resistance from the governor, good governor, writing to my office saying that the provincial housing should not go ahead, and there was some delay in that. We have resolved those, and the project is actually now in full detail, and we are proceeding with the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister for Health, for your little bit of clarification, but I'll rule your point of order out of order. I will not entertain any more point of orders. This is a grievance debate, and let every member of parliament conclude their grievance debate. You may resume your grievance debate. Honourable member for Hiri Koyari.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker Law. allowing me to continue. I thank you, Lord. Even good Minister, look give some like enlightenment or looks tintin lo when I'm development ko kamal slausik emausikia 5 lakh questions we finish na nogat nino come up na 5 lakh budget cycles finish na nogat on look sabe ye true or sem maybe governor blame me make some like later but project look government national project nogat on politician member council or president or governor by kamna stop him work handbook law national government got power and resource na direction. One can say, me president will complain connect PNG. No, I can't man by stop him. Walk and walk, go here. So I continue. So you may need to just continue this work. We must minister yet he talk out and talk close and by continue on this project. My project and no got man by stop him. So you must look him walk through come up straight. Money mark law come up in walk here must come up because plenty study come must 2 or 3 different studies. Study pull up law this law sick here. You must have by killing me, this last study, that's all. But it's true. Or remember, all government machinery law on the ground, we blog law talking about primary health care. Now, even he require RL law, 60 straight, and we blog no got house, no got on facility. We go looking med support law, seeking support law, government minister of line blue mill. Looks out some like a level 4, level 4 law, RL law. Barakaulo so sleeping between Mospina, Kuikila by slap facility by stop. Because I give a stop on our side, Magiaway 2 side, my swamp can stop. So this lab request them go finish milk waiting some like an response that talks away to some more member, thank you, acknowledge him and let up you. Now me go sit down story finish but them suddenly talk so me out into so. Suddenly people. So you know these allocations now, we'll work lo make him now. Kubla member now, kubla land leaders lawyer out him, kubla talk lo side lo and order main concerns lo basic services. Before I was disturbed, I was making a point as a national leader. Primary health care important. Specialist facilities also important. Pharmaceutical supply, incredibly important. But equally important, time you will go losing the ground. How boy, you may go sleeping all man too, please. You must look like this la too. You must look like this la. You know, good plus side. So I don't know how we're going to do this, but something will come out him so you can talk now, scale him. That's how we help each other in thinking and thinking together, reaching resolutions together, and moving forward together. Just the same way, we took an incredibly bipartisan approach, and the good minister for intergovernment relations brought one single small amendment that will create the cost of resource benefit distribution in this country. I want to commend the Minister for Intergovernment Relations and Honorable Soroy Marapo, and this opening your doors to discussing these important matters of national interest, and now it changes the course of our distributions. On the same note, I want to express just a bit of a short grievance in the sense of the PAC making recommendations in 2020, that's 5 years ago. One of the many recommendations was to, interventions to be made, including creating a national pharmaceutical authority of sorts. We just recently, in the last 2 months, we've had a hospital shut down. Supply chain is just broken. Clearly, we have to take serious stock of these interventions that government systems expended so much of taxpayers' money in conducting inquiries and recommendations made, collecting dust. Many of these reports, I fear, will follow the same suit. But as they said, Rome wasn't built in one day. We will have our political difference. We will have our policy points of finer points of policy differences. We understand, and we must be patient to some degree. And only time will tell, and we only have the benefit of hindsight. So, on good faith, me commend him. His interventions must karam kai sooner rather than later, because life will continue. Beginning born, come up, we put them through the basic services of education and health. Look at him, old man, Mary going up. Even die belong to incredibly important. At the center of all our decisions must be the people of our country. You must think him all people below you. You become here because people below you. So whether you wearing blue or me wearing red or me wearing purple or different color, people important. And because of these people, me got him, me raised him immediate na urgent intervention. The pressure law health minister want I'm online blue me government law. Please think him good central province blue me, house sick blue me, level 4 blue me. It's like very, very important now. It will. It's a life-saving intervention between Quickila and Mosby. Agevaru is doing fantastically well in Kairupu. It also serves people who require around Vanapa, Brown area. And I raised some issues yesterday, but I'm also hoping that many of these things we discuss in this holy, I call holy house. Words create life, and will be created out of these words that we create and we deliver on this floor for our people. God bless Papua New Guinea. God bless you, Milgatalo. Christmas, you may go back now. I know after budget, but you may get a rice now go back. Look at your family and look at what people blame me. And we'll see you back in 2026. Thank you, Brother Rokalam Day.
Thank you, Honourable Member for hearing Koeri. Governor for Horo.
Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to say a few words in regards to a few issues of grievance that I have. One of which I just want to mention is, in addition to the comments made or the response made by our Prime Minister to a question asked of him regarding Wafi Golpu, I just want to commend him for that effort to ensure that the people, our people, get better benefits from these resource projects, that districts and provinces are also involved in these efforts. Oftentimes we see developers turn up, they grab a permit or license from Waigani, and they turn up to a province, to a district, without the knowledge of the district, without the knowledge of the province, and often without the knowledge of the landowners. They gather these landowners of theirs from the back of Boroko Post Office or somewhere. You know, we know these characters carrying their manila folders and walking through all the corridors, lobbying for whatever. Most of them are actually not landowners. That's why they're here in Mosby. The genuine landowners are actually on their land, in their district, in their province. And oftentimes they're ignored, overlooked. So I want to commend the Prime Minister for making this effort. He himself, being a resource owner, coming from a resource area, and having gotten himself involved from the ground up, is aware of the importance of these efforts. And I just want to add that, Prime Minister, please don't forget the Mambare project and the Wawagep project in Oro Province. We require funding to assist our landowners from these two areas, very large nickel and copper deposits in these areas in Oro Province. And we would like to work with the national government and screen the developers that are coming into our province. Now, here's the issue I want to talk about. It seems that the systems we have, and I refer especially to mining, are such that we are issuing permits and licenses to all manner of characters. Many of these characters are boutique operators. They don't have the wherewithal to actually develop those projects. They come and they develop them to a stage where they can then auction them or sell them off to the highest bidder, often with very little to no benefit at all to the resource owners, to the district or the province. This has to stop. We have to review these laws. We have to make them our laws. Many of these laws are colonial laws. They're not our laws. They're laws that were created by the colonial powers to benefit them, not us. That review is yet to be undertaken to some holistic effort where we can be satisfied that we are actually putting in place our laws to protect our interests, to benefit our people. So, Prime Minister, I want us to take it one step further and develop a template which can be applied to all such resource projects. So it's not just say the people of Wafi Golpu who will benefit, or the people of some other area that will benefit, while others have to struggle and find their own way to do it. But let's develop a template where it's clear what it is that's supposed to go to the landowners, the resource owners, what is supposed to go to the district, and what is supposed to go to the province and to the national government. And I must say, this habit of wardens' hearings being carried out without informing the provinces or the districts has to stop. Who sponsors these wardens' hearings? Oftentimes it's sponsored by the developers. The developers, they shouldn't be sponsoring this. That's a conflict of interest. Wardens' hearings should be done in a holistic manner whereby the national government communicates with the provincial government and the district government, and everyone is there present with the genuine landowners, not the ones that you are collecting from the back of Borgo Post Office or somewhere else. And that process must be followed until we are all satisfied that we are dealing with a credible developer. Credible developer. Our gates are so wide open that all types of creatures are coming into this country. Many of them are not genuine. They don't care about you and I, or our people, or our future. Classic example is how we went and signed that ridiculous arrangement with a company that became a monopoly for petroleum products in this country. I won't mention that company. We all know this company. When they were forced to pay, they decided to sell off to another similar character that is now holding our country to ransom. Again, I won't mention that company, but we all know this company. That's my particular grievance debate on this issue to do with mining resource or mineral resources or such resources. The other matter I wish to raise is to do with the Protection of Transport Infrastructure Act 2010. That act was specifically created to prevent the abuse or destruction, vandalism of transport infrastructure. But it has never been enforced till now. For instance, when we talk about roadblocks, roadblocks are everywhere. People put up roadblocks whenever they feel like it. Even here in Mosby, it's happening. And nothing is done about it. They'll put a roadblock on the pretext of patching a pothole, and then they'll compel motorists to pay as they pass by. In some instances, they do this and then they commit serious crimes, violent crimes, especially against our most vulnerable, our women motorists, for instance. And these roadblocks are causing a lot of problems in the whole of this country. My province especially, they put up roadblocks frequently, almost on a weekly basis. We report them to the police will turn up and dismantle the roadblocks, but never arrest the people who are perpetrating these roadblocks. That's why this act was created. And the penalties are quite severe. They range from 50,000 to 1 million kina and 7 years in prison. And they're all contained in Part 4 of that particular act. Now, I've consulted my police, my PPC, and I've asked, and he said, we are yet to put together the wording of charges so that we can charge these people. Because there's been no training or there's been no effort in the police force or the Attorney General's office to bring the police together and say, those who are operating at the front lines, this is what happens when a roadblock is conducted and how you deal with it. So, Minister of Police and Attorney General, please take note. This needs to be done. If we can't enforce these little laws, then we are lost when it comes to enforcing larger laws. I mean, they're doing it here in Port Moresby. In Port Moresby, 6 Mile is one of the favorite places I notice roadblocks, and also in town. They'll put up roadblocks there on the pretext of fixing a pothole. In my province, they put them up on a weekly basis. Someone's pussycat died, they'll put a roadblock up there on the spot. And they will block traffic from the wharf all the way to town, causing serious inconvenience to all the citizens of that province. So something needs to be done about it. Minister of Police, please take note and take action on this particular matter. The other grievance debate issue that I have, which I wish to raise, is a question that I had wanted to ask to a very good Minister for Department of Provincial and Local Level Government, who's doing a magnificent job. I commend you, Minister, and Prime Minister, this is one of your ministers who is a performing minister. It's a performing minister. In fact, I should say, Prime Minister, you should, on a 6-monthly basis, publish the performance conduct of your ministers. And we can see which ones are performing and which ones are not performing. There are many capable people in here who can take over from those who are not performing. Yeah. In that way, we are really being transparent. Just a suggestion. But anyhow, the questions I had wanted to raise were in regards to a governors' conference that was held in August this year. Okay? And some very good conclusions came out of that particular conference. Okay, now the governors have been complaining and raising their concerns about all manner of issues, including block grants and direct funding to the police in the provinces, direct decentralization of works in the province. And I know the good Minister for Works, who gets so many questions, has been working on this. He's also another performing minister. I will commend him for this, you know. But I wanted to ask, and good Minister, you can take note and perhaps next week when we continue, maybe answer. After that conclusion, the governors had brought their issues to a technical committee that you had established, led by Dr. Thomas Webster, one of our most eminent experts, academics, who is very knowledgeable about districts and provincial government systems, and who is very knowledgeable about the 1995 reforms that we've spoken of at great length in this parliament, the 95 reforms, where we fixed something that wasn't broken, you know, in 95. In fact, many of the problems that we talk about here are caused by those reforms, you know. Anyhow, it was decided at that conference that we would revert to pre-95 reform systems. You know, this was great news for some of us. And then we would consider such things as whether to have an upper house and regional elected members. And maybe governors should go back to the provinces and become premiers and run the provinces. These are considerations that were made. So, Minister, perhaps you can bring that report and also advise us. How is this going to happen? What will happen after those outcomes? Was there any funding in the budget for this? You know? Because that's a very important effort, probably one of the most important reform efforts undertaken in this country that needs to be progressed. So those are my grievance debates.
You've got past your grievance debate time. You may conclude.
I've got 20 minutes, so I'm about to conclude. Good acting speaker who's doing a magnificent job. Thank you very much. Calm down. Finally, my comments, acting speaker, and this to you and your colleague of other speakers. There's an army of you out there. What do you guys do with this grievance debate? Because we become very emotional and theatrical with our outbursts here. But what happens after that? Who are the responsible ministers? Are you guys tracking this? And how can we, those who ask and who present these grievance debates, be informed about those actions? That has to happen. In this day and age, this should be happening, whereby we are sent an email of some sort informing us that your matter or your grievance debate was attended to by this minister. Because some ministers are responsible and they do attend to their matters, but not all of them. There are a few of them who are quite irresponsible. I won't name them, but I'm just saying.
Okay, thank you, Governor. You may resume your seat. Honourable Member for Tsuhave.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Just a short contribution to the grievance debate. As we're all in the 2026 budget cycle, and some of the honourable leaders have also highlighted that we have some performing ministers, we have other performing ministers. Just for the province, Simbu province, and just specific reference to Connect PNG. I think it's really important, Mr. Acting Speaker, that the Honourable Prime Minister and the Cabinet really take note of appropriations that they have been given through the budget process. We've just had an Honourable Minister of State highlight that he's hardly received any funding for this year to promote tourism, which is a sleeping giant in the country. And we have to ask the questions. Why hasn't the Honourable Minister received appropriation as per the budget? All the Honourable leaders have come to Parliament, and now we will be passing another Appropriations Act for 2026. The key gripe that we have is the quality of spend and how the money gets spent. This is the whole contention. Great historic budgets, great that we've got 39 ministers and there's all these allocations and it's covering all the sectors throughout the country. But
there's a real serious issue, Mr. Acting Speaker, about how the budget is translated into tangible development outcomes for the people of Papua New Guinea. And this is the reality on the ground. Unless we're all living in some sort of glass house, ivory tower somewhere, if you physically go into a settlement, if you physically go into the villages, if you walk the streets, and if you interact with the people of Papua New Guinea, all is not well, Acting Speaker. All is not well. So this is the reality on the ground. So it is incumbent on the Prime Minister, as the Chief Executive Officer of the independent state of Papua New Guinea, and all the ministers to take stock of your performance. And like the Honourable Governor just suggested, you've got to tell the whole country how much you were appropriated last year and how have you spent this money to impact on Human Development Index, impact on socioeconomic indicators, and improve the development outcomes for the people. This level of transparency is lacking in the House, and especially with the executive arm of government. And I sincerely hope and pray for the people of Simbu and Chwave that we get our just dues in 2026, that we forget about the politics. If you're serious about MTDP4 outcomes, the Honourable Prime Minister announced Reset 50 yesterday, and if we're going to be going towards a progressive outcome leading towards Vision 2050, then you have to embrace the whole country. That's the 96 districts and 22 provinces. And if you're not going to do that because of petty politics, then forget it. The role of the opposition, Assistant Speaker, is to oppose the government. Now, you're all adults in this House. I'm not here to make any friends. I've got enough friends. We will oppose, we will decry policy, we will hold you to account, and that's our job. Don't take it personal, honourable leaders, through you, Assistant Speaker. Don't take it personal. The Prime Minister's a great guy, all the ministers are great fellows. There's nothing wrong with them, but we're arguing about policy and outcomes that affect a nation. People that can't come in here and debate and talk, we're here representing these people. So I'd like to see more accountability, more transparency, and I would like to see, through you, Assistant Speaker, all the ministers publish what they received in 2025 and tell us what they did to improve the livelihood of the people of Papua New Guinea. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Member for Chwave. Member for Wawaria.
Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Lord, people of Wawaria. We set up now and we got question asking, but no got chance to looks at people of Wawaria. So me, time is like question to me go some grievance debate. Me like first of all, me like commend him, Minister of Law ICT, Acting Minister of Law ICT. Na member of Law, regional member of Law Bougainville, na leader of Law Government Business, na Police Minister. You working good la walk through department, you working good la walk through long. Come up in this la big pla boom long digital transformation summit inside law Papua New Guinea, and you brought all the leaders of technology in the world to Port Moresby. So I would like to congratulate your department and yourself for the wonderful summit you had this week. Plenty good something come up inside law ICT sector, digital sector, which your department and your ministries, we commend you for that good effort that's been happening. Okay, Minister, Assistant Speaker, through you. Before 2018, the ICT sector in PNG was very fragmented. It was very fragmented. Then there was a big review and consultation done in the sector. And we brought in consultants from somewhere in Europe who came and analyzed the sector in PNG, and they did a roadmap, ICT roadmap in 2018, which some of us have contributed to that roadmap. And in that roadmap, they come up with 6 digital framework, key digital framework that the Papua New Guinea, we have to focus on to achieve a good digital outcome in this country. I noticed, and I also commend the Department of ICT, who's been working very hard to implement the main digital framework, which is the digital government. And during the summit, they are launching several of the key projects of digital government services, and which is very commendable. But Assistant Speaker, among the 6 framework, there are other frameworks digital frameworks that we have to also focus on. And this digital infrastructure. One of them is digital infrastructure. And it is sad to know that we have not made, even though we have technology available in this country and in this world, we are still not connecting our rural people to the digital network through satellite and through communication towers. So this is my concern. I raised it in 2022 when first got elected, and I'm raising it again. Rural communication needs to be bridged. We are having digital divide in this country. If we want to roll out NID, biometric voting, any other digital services, we need to be connecting our rural people to the communication network. Assistant Speaker, this must be also a priority of this government. The other focus area is digital skills. That's one of the focus areas of this roadmap. Assistant Speaker, we have brought in Google, we have brought in Oracle to this summit. But these people or businesses developed by other countries, what about Papua New Guineans? We should start developing this digital age we are in now. We should start thinking about developing or planning about developing our digital skills in this country. And I also note that in 2024, the Department of ICT signed an MOU with PNG Digital Cluster. It's a local group of technology experts. And they have, in that MOU, they have signed to build a national incubation center, this National Digital Incubation Center. I would like to find out what's the status of that center now. Are we going to depend on experts from overseas, or are we going to build our local experts too? That's something that the department needs to look into. And my concern is that while the department is looking at the digital government services, the other focus areas, the other 5 focus areas have been neglected. So is there a plan for an overarching policy so that we can capture those 6 focus areas together so they can all run at the same speed, which is digital government service, digital infrastructure, digital safety, digital skills, and all this. That's my grievance regarding the ICT sector. I also have another grievance, and that is concerning the environment. That is concerning our environment and conservation. During one inquiry, we found out that, especially for small-scale mining, the Environment Department collect license fees from small-scale miners, environment permit fees from small-scale miners. And in those license fees, there is plan for how to manage the environment when they do mining. But there is lack of monitoring for those mining areas, especially small-scale mining. And they say they don't have the capacity to do monitoring of this small-scale mining, especially the environment permit. So my concern is, if they don't have the capacity, can they delegate that function to provincial and local level government, which they have the capacity to do that? We have patrol officers at the local level government who can be able to go and visit those small-scale miners and put them to account to make sure that whatever they dig out, they must be able to follow the environmental plan. And we are creating authorities here and centralizing all the functions and powers in Waigani. But the things are happening at the local level government, at the provincial level. We should look at delegating those functions to the provincial and local level government. The environmental permit function should be delegated to the local level government so that they can monitor the areas. This also with regards to the governor who raised the concern, Oro governor who raised the concern about water and airing. That function can also be delegated to the provincial and local level government. MRA doesn't need to have to travel all the way to do it. The people on the ground know those people. The local level government and the provincial government know who the landowners are. They have the local knowledge. So ministers responsible for those authorities, you start looking at those acts and create some ways where you delegate those functions back to the provincial and local level government. So that they can take charge of those things while instead of we keep on waiting on Waigani. Thank you, Assistant Speaker. Those are my grievances.
Thank you, Member for Wawaria. Members of Parliament, we have come to the end of our grievance debate. The question is the grievance be noted. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Notices. Clerk.
Notice. The provincial member for National Capital District gives notice that he shall present a bill for an act to make provisions for the powers enabling the courts to issue exclusion orders to any person found guilty of any offence committed in an urban area in any part of the country, enabling police to bring persons before the court to be dealt with under this act.
Leader of Government Business.
Assistant Speaker, I move that the Parliament do now adjourn until Tuesday, 2nd of December 2025 at 2 o'clock p.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Point of order. Leader of Government Business, what's your point of order?
Assistant Speaker, I wish to rectify that timing. It should read 10 o'clock p.m. A.M. Assistant Speaker. Apologies.
Leader of Government Business, your point of order is in order. Members of Parliament, I now adjourn Parliament. The question is, the motion be agreed to. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. I now do adjourn Parliament to 10 a.m. Tuesday next week.
really miss Grandpa. Keep picking up the phone to call him.
You were his favorite, Chris.